Welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Westport Lake. Now we did do this a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago, so a lot changed, so we're doing an update. So we'll let you into a little secret. If you come from Crewe, Nantwich, Shavington, you can usually come on the 500 and get off. And as you come off the 500, look for this bridge and you'll see the old pottery works, and there's a road down here, parked down here. If you go the proper way, you have to go about half a mile up the road through the traffic and then pay for parking. If you come down here, you're instantly in the park and it's free. So that's today's secret. So a quick walk down and you come to the canal, historic collapsing buildings, lots of boats, and where that van is where you actually get into the park. So it saves you a lot of trouble instead of going all the way down the other way. So this is the entrance. Two big boulders to stop anybody driving down, but we're in straight away. Lots of weeds. And the first thing for us to look at, there is paths off all round to sort of woodland walk. The first thing to look at is the new play area. So we'll go and have a look at that because it's an amazing play area if you've got kids. So a quick walk around the play area, and as you can see they've got absolutely everything, boingy boingy things, roundy things. About what you do with it, more boingy thing. Swings, all sorts of climbing, suitable for sort of all ages. All sorts of butterflies and things over it. Supersonic climbing thing there. I don't know what that is, but it looks like a rocky nose type of thing. A supersonic slide. More climbing areas. So it's a great place to bring your kids. There's one good thing about this is it's right next to Wayne Walker's, so if you want to get your Sunday beef or whatever, right next door to where we parked. Burslem Park's 5 minutes down the road, and 10 minutes down the road is Hanley Forest Park. We did a video on that a couple of months ago. So you're in the right area and you can make a sort of a day of it if you wanted. Well, Westport Lake, as the name suggests, is a lake. Well, this gives you an idea. We've got the main lake, a little lake which is down here we'll go to now, and you've got various lakes, streams, puddles, whatever you want to call them, in the forest. Lots of wildlife to see. So we'll go and look at this little lake. Before the rain comes. Off all the main walks there is these woodlands, walks, places to explore, so plenty of variety. And just to spoil things, it's starting to flipping rain. It has forecast all day, so that's why I come in the woods out the way. We're approaching the small lake and we're getting mobbed by the coots, moorhens, grey lags, Plenty of wildlife about. Another entrance into the woods there. And it's a bit strange because the coots are generally only found a couple, but in Westport Lake there's like hundreds of damn things. All these grey legs think I've got something to eat. Now you might be able to notice on the video buoys in the middle of the lake. That's because they use this for remote control boats having races. And if you stand still like I am, you get swamped by all sorts of animals. You can see how crystal clear the water is. What's interesting, if you look close, most of the rubbish is actually old pottery. So obviously we're in pottery country. We've got white ducks, we've got a pile of ducks there, we've got swans over there, we've been invaded by pigeons. Can't see anything else that's exciting. Oh, we've got a couple of these. Now these are always hanging about. Muscaf ducks, are they? You don't see these very often, but they're in abundance here. There's another strange duck next to it. And if you come fishing, there's some bloody big fish in here. And you can actually see them because the water's that crystal clear. Except when it's raining. You have the usual runners. So a lot of the paths are under the trees. So when it's raining like it is today, you can get out of the rain a bit. Again, if it's a hot day, it's quite cool down here. We still have the old duck. Want to say hello? So we're walking around the little lake. There's plenty of weeds if you want some weeds. More ducks. Oh, they got little babies, look. Little tiny babies. A couple of good parents keeping very close to the young. We're now the other side of the lake, so we can see it from the other side. It's like a landing stage. Everywhere you go there's these picnic benches. Another path in the woods if you want to go exploring. So it's an ideal place for the dogs because you've plenty to explore. I don't know when they do the remote boats now, but it used to be quite a big thing at one time. Coming from the little lake down this path leads us to the big lake, and it is a big lake. Very good for fishing, you always get lots of fishermen here. Lovely view, and we said before about the coots, if you look here, we've got like thousands of the damn things. And they've all spotted me and they're all heading my way to hopefully get some food, they think. We've got the normal Canada geese, it's everywhere, but quite why there's so many coots is unknown, but there's normally just one or two, but they're everywhere. And the moor ends, there's a moor end there, seems to fit in with them. One thing you do get is fishermen, and they come and they bring more than I got in the house. There's one there, there's two down there fishing, and they come with everything. And see what a wonderful view it is. It would be if it was sunny. So we just walked back along the small lake. Anybody want any daisies? Thousands of daisies. Now if you didn't take my advice and went to the car park, this is the car park. There's plenty of car park, and it was free for donkey's years, but now for some reason they decided to start charging you. And there's this little, I don't know what you call it, patch here. There's always thousands of ducks. If you bring any food here, you get absolutely swamped. They come everywhere, the ducks do. Having said that, it's not so bad today, it's all Canada geese. Noisy Canada geese, but normally you get ducks of all sizes, shapes and forms. There is a toilet block there on site if you want to use the toilet, and also the cafe where you can use the toilet. We've got Mr. Pigeon. And this is quite fascinating, all these trees, and they've got more roots out of the ground than they've got in the ground. Quite how they survive, I don't know, but there's literally all the roots seem to be out of the ground. We have got a grebe there if I can focus in on it. Coming quite close. So this is sort of the corner of the lake, so you can go down and walk around the lake. And this is a wildlife area with little ponds, little lakes and woodland, so we'll go and explore this. It's a bit spooky, this is. We do have a couple of squirrels here. I don't know whether they're having sex or just having a fight. But, certainly enjoying it. It really is sort of going back in time. It is managed, but it's sort of rustic as well, if you like to call it that. They have got a lot of these new hedges. Again, hot day, lovely to come in here. Lots of wildlife. Plenty of little pools for the dogs, plenty to explore. There is a little stream that runs through the woodland. And here there's I presume it's an old railway bridge. And the trees seem to have collapsed on it. I don't know whether we can catch them on video. There's lots of birds flying past. Train. Again, more man-made hedges. There is some information posters about the types of trees. There are seats for you to have a rest. There's a little bridge, so you can go off and wander down here. Again, paths in the wood there. Plenty to explore. I came down here to have a look at the water. There's a lot of iron about in the area. You can see the effects of it here. Sort of iron workings, fairly local, and it pops up in all sorts of places. It's really, really orangey. These are just off where we were, in little mini lakes. It's a bit of a strange environment. We've got foxgloves there, moorhen, pigeons. It's a bit of a strange environment, sort of back to nature, but they have got reasonable paths, so if you're disabled, everywhere should really be okay for you. What is interesting, everywhere you go, if you look, there's little pots. Somebody really goes to town feeding the followers. This tells you the sort of things you can see here: coots, moorhens, grey squirrel, Crewe, damselflies, water vole, bats, kingfishers, all sorts of things. And we've now got the following of all these coots, ducks, and everything like the bloody piper now. You see the water's, I wouldn't say dirty, but it's sort of black. It is a very sort of strange, historic, back to nature area, which of course is what it's supposed to be. Another path back to the main lake. We'll go and have a look in a minute. We're just following this path round. Yet another little lake, more foxgloves. On the left hand side we've still got this stream. I mean, if you're into wildlife, you could spend a lot of time in here, because if you really stand still and don't get invaded by coots and the other things, as we saw on the leaflet, there's plenty to see. And they have got sort of a reed bed here, so still another mini lake. More pots for the birds. They haven't been round yet. I think about 10 o'clock they come round, so it's still a bit early. Train going past. Another sign, I think that's the same as the other one, but this is sort of like a reed bed. Now, you never know what you're going to find in here, but you've got to sort of stand still for 20 minutes and see what you find. A little baby coot down there on its own son. And I think we have been spotted. Because the baby coot looks as though it wants to come, and he's brought the gang with him by the looks of it. So you don't get a lot of visitors. Oh, we've got a moorhen coming now. Stand still, this is what you get. So not to disappoint, we'll head back to the main lake. Well, we come out to the main lake, and this is like a picnic area. We've got seats, and again we're being invaded by the old Canada geese. Because it's a bit early and probably one of the first round this morning, so everybody wants a bit of me. Got a black-headed gull there. More baby coots. The place is overrun with baby coots. Well, you can get a good view of the lake here. We'll just have a spin round the lake so you can see. And there has been tragedies here in the past, so one thing you don't want to do is go swimming. You see the whole lake's covered with trees around the outside. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 baby coots. We've got pigeons, we've got all sorts. Again, you can see the state of the water. It's sort of crystal clear. These baby coots are having a right chatter. Over there is the cafe. So we'll get a little bit further. Just looking at this. Can't make out what it is. So it's decided to depart. Well, one thing you're never short of around here is rats. There he goes. Always plenty of rats. At the end there's another little mini lake, and it really is like being bloody Pied Piper. It's stood still. We've got all these baby ducks. The coots have all come. There's more arriving. So it seems everywhere you go you're swamped by wildlife. And down come the bloody rain again. At the top of the lake, which where we are now, there's this maze. It's a bit unkept at the moment, but it is actually in there, a maze. So if you fancy trying to get out of the maze. I was always taught the big secret of a maze is keep your hand on one side and never let go, no matter where it takes you, and it'll eventually lead you out. I've never actually tested it, but be my guest. Nice view of the lake. Well, the maze is quite extensive. It comes all the way along here and carries on, so it's quite a big maze. We have got some, what would you call them, little paths leading to the lake, so you can come down to the actual lake should you want to spot any wildlife. Better still, just stand still. I suggest if you come here you bring £56 bag of food with you. In the wildlife area the sun was coming out and the rain stopped, but over here it's raining again. More fishing spots, more wrens come out to get the food. And the maze is still going here, so it's all the way, right the way down there, so it's a massive maze. You can soon get lost in there. So I don't think we'll bother this morning. It is a bit of a challenge. It's normally well kept and you can look over the hedge and see where you're going, but it's got a bit of wild and restless now, so it might not be as easy to find your way out. On the top right hand corner there's more paths off there which you can actually walk down the canal, and there's a bridge here which obviously over the canal. And you see these pigeons, it's like being dive bombed. So this is the actual canal. And that's the canal rat. There's always plenty of boats down here, and very often they have refreshments, beer and all sorts. In lockdown the boats were stopping and providing refreshments. That's the actual canal. It tells you where you can go. Tunstall over the footbridge, Tunstall Trade Park, Westport Lake, we know because we're here. Our fans again. And you have sort of got two options here. You can walk along here back to the start, or you can go back by the lake. We do have a, I'm going to say ship, a boat chugging towards us here. So quite a busy canal, so we'll go back for the lake for now. Once we're starting to come round the other side of the lake, we are sticking to the path by the lake, and the canal's there, and there's absolutely seats everywhere, seats, picnic areas. There's lots of places for the fishermen here. I don't know whether we actually see them or not, but the lake was covered in swallows. Of course they don't stand still, they don't cooperate. I just hold the camera on the lake, no attempt to try and capture these swallows, but they're everywhere. And whether you can catch them on camera, there's bloody hundreds of the damn things. So it's not good trying to track one, because there's that many and they're that quick and they dive and what have you. And if you wanted to sit here and actually get pictures of them, there's plenty to go at. Well, we come back to the path near the canal, and there's more boats arriving, moving. Another one coming down. Can't see any refreshments. There's normally refreshments, the same one that sells alcohol. Plenty of boats come about. This one's even got CCTV. So I always worry about one. You've got all sorts of things on that one. Leave your boat and go anywhere, anybody could drive off with it, couldn't they? We've got thousands of kinds of geese. Well, when we get to the end of the path, we are at the cafe. Now this is a supersonic, super duper scooper cafe. It's all on legs. It's got solar panels. It's super environmentally friendly. Quite sort of groundbreaking cafe. By the cafe there is this information things that tells you all about it. Westport Lake, playground, the eco building, green oasis, jam jar wakes. And it does give you an overview of area there. Big lake with little lake, livelihoods. All about Middleport pottery. Well, this is the actual cafe, all very posh. You can normally go out on the balcony, see if we can get out on the balcony, because you can get a view of the surrounding area there. There is some artwork down there that the kids produced, quite popular. See if we can get on the balcony. Well, we are outside on the balcony, so it's a bit high up, so we get a good view of the whole area. I just missed it, but something's just gone into the bushes there, and it wasn't a rat. There's some sort of wildlife down there. It's certainly worth a day out. And say if you've still got any energy left, just pop down to Burslem Park. So as we come out of the cafe, we're back to the play area and head back to the car. So it's been about 7,000 steps. Obviously, if you're exploring more and going in the woods and things, it would be a lot more. All the paths have been suitable for anyone disabled. The wheelchair shouldn't have much problems. Just getting into the wildlife area, because there's barriers. I didn't actually notice if there's a way to get in with a wheelchair, but other than that, all the paths are okay. And like everything, the rain will now stop and the sun will bloody come out. It has been a wet, miserable, godforsaken day, but it's about, depending on the traffic, I come early in the morning, it's about 15 minutes back to Crewe, Shavington area. That's a little more to Nantwich. Like I say, you can then go to Wayne Walkers if you want to get your meat for the week. Down to Burslem Park. Hamley Forest Park. Shopping in Burslem, if you can find any shops that are actually open. So we'll catch you next time. Well, we're just by the canal with the boat heading back to the car. We should point out that if you follow this canal only a matter of feet, there's Middleport pottery, so if you wanted to go into the pottery museum, that's another option. There's a lot of guys walking around over there looking intelligent. I mean, it really is a ramshackle bit of history, isn't it? I think they are preserving these bottle kilns.